Hi, my name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a gunsmith, and I'm a pretty well known gunsmith. Been on TV and done a bunch of stuff and all that junk. Been a pretty successful career. So, got no regrets doing it. Enjoyed it. Still enjoy it. All that having been said, I'm going to address this Uvalde thing. Because up until last year, I lived in Uvalde. My daughter and my ex actually still live in Uvalde. My daughter goes to the fourth grade at Dalton Elementary and used to go to Robb last year. She knows a couple of the victims, a couple kids, and a teacher. She's doing all right now, but you know. So, this whole situation has brought up the whole, gun thing and all that stuff again. And honestly, I'm not going to address the whole pro or anti Second Amendment thing. There's no point to it. Pretty much everybody's got their opinion on whether they're pro Second Amendment or anti Second Amendment, and they're pretty firmly entrenched. If you're arguing with somebody, if you're pro Second Amendment and you're arguing with an anti Second Amendment person, you're wasting your time. You're not going to change any minds. Same thing if you're anti-gun and arguing with pro-gun, guess what? You're pissing in the wind. It's just not going to happen. So all that having, I have some notes here that I was going to go over, and I'd rather just wing it, kind of what I do. So me, I'm not a glass half full person. I'm not a glass half empty person. I'm a realist. I'm going to tell you the glass has to be fucking washed either way. I'm going to take that for what you will, but that's just the way I look at things. Now, in regards to guns, bang them, take them away, whatever. If I thought that it would ensure my daughter's safety, I'd say ban the guns, melt them down, make beer cans, make cars, make door stops. I don't know, fucking care. Make whatever the fuck you want. However, having said that, there's over 390 million guns in the United States. And that was a 2018 statistic. And 2019, 20, and 21, and probably 22 are all have record sales. So you're probably looking at closer to 400 million guns, some over that, in circulation in the United States. So let's say you ban guns. Are you going to get rid of 400 million guns? No. That's a pipe dream. That's not going to happen. I don't care if you do the whole sneaky Canadian thing where they say, well, you can't buy them, you can't sell them, but you can own them. So what that means is in a generation, when the people who own guns die, they can't transfer them. They're going to have to be turned in. Okay, let's go. Let's think about that. This is America. Do you think, one, law-abiding owners are going to turn in guns, admit they have guns, register guns? At most, you're looking at half that do that. The rest of them will just turn regular people into felons. They're going to keep their guns. They're not going to say anything. They're going to be quiet. They're going to sit on them. They'll have them forever, and they'll become family heirlooms. Here's another point to think about. Murder's illegal, yet it still happens. Robbery, rape, they're all illegal, but it happens. And lately it's been happening, all those have been happening with a lot more frequency. Yet they pass laws to try and stop them. Yeah, that's how well they work. If you think a criminal is going to turn in his gun because it's illegal, I got nothing for you. You're living in you're at Disney World, talking to Mickey Mouse, thinking he's real, you've got some issues because you're just not looking at the way the world really is. Now, having said all that, let me check my notes. I just want to make sure I don't want to point anything on. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, that's basically guns. I'm not going to address much on guns because, like I said, everybody's got their feelings on it. They're all entrenched. I'm not going to change any minds on that. Not looking to. Whatever you want to think is whatever you want to think. Whatever. I frankly don't care. I don't care if you're pro. I don't care if you're anti. I care that you look at the realistic situation of things. The realistic situation of things is you're not getting rid of guns in any way, shape, or form. It would take decades, generations probably, to get rid of every gun in the United States, and still you're going to have an underground because they're going to come in from other places. So let that sink in and think about this next part. So what do we do? And I'm not going to address all the bigger picture of murder and all that stuff, crimes with guns, because I don't have all the answers. I don't pretend to. I don't want to. I just don't. So, what do we do about schools? Well, unfortunately, this will probably happen again. And maybe even again. If nothing is done, you can guarantee some keep it safe for the kids, some jackass is going to do this. So what do you do? Realistically, there's only one thing you can do. Harden schools, improved security measures, armed guards, however you feel. I think arming the teachers after proper training is a good idea. What you think about that? I don't know. And again, I don't care. I just want something done. It needs to be done. And every time this happens, they say, oh, the gun's the problem, and blah, blah, blah. Fucking crazy people are the problem. And being as we are unwilling to do anything about fucking crazy people, you can only harden the targets. That's it. That's all you can do. Yeah. So, there. The schools need to be hardened. And people say, oh, it's like being in a prison. Well, you know what? Prisons are actually kind of safer than schools. No, that's not right. That's not right. I shouldn't say that. That's bullshit. Disregard all that. I'm just kind of in a weird mood right now. But, you have to harden the schools. You have to introduce good guys with guns in the school. At this point, you just don't have a fucking choice. Just man up, pull your panties on, whatever gender, sex, persuasion you are, and figure it out and start doing shit. If you think the politicians are going to do anything about it, well, that's another living with Mickey Mouse dream. So far, they've done nothing. That happens all the time. They bitch about guns. Maybe they make some gun laws. Nothing happens, and it happens again. So politicians need to have their nuts nailed to a tree is what they fucking need to have happen. But, there's 300 plus million people in the United States. If 100 million of these people started really bitching, something might get done. So take that in consideration. Now, what can you do? Well, if you're sitting there, like I said, arguing with people on the internet, and you haven't reached out monetarily, sent a card, whatever, to victims of this bullshit, you know what? You're part of the problem. Whether you're arguing pro-gun, anti-gun, I don't want to hear your shit. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to see you open your mouth until you put your money where your mouth is and actually help out the victims. If you're just going to bitch about, well, it's the Second Amendment and you can't do anything about it, or if you're going to bitch about, well, the Second Amendment's not written in stone, which is bullshit, or any of those other asinine arguments, if you're having that on the internet, man, spend your energy somewhere else. Write a card, donate money, something. The flavor of the month is to form picket lines and yell obscenities. So let's do that and point it at the politicians to actually harden the schools. Hold their feet to the fire. Make them do something. So, like I said, I am a gunsmith, so obviously I'm pro-gun. Try not to harp on that too much here, but, there you go. Having said that, I will say this about gun laws. There's over, I think I read somewhere, 50,000 gun laws in the United States. And of course, those gun laws are all designed to restrict ownership and stuff like that. I'll be honest with you. As a gunsmith, as a FFL holder, I see this kind of shit. A guy comes in, he gets denied for a gun because he lied on the background check. Cool, the system kind of worked. That's great. What happens to the guy, even though he's committed a crime by lying on the background check? Nothing. He just goes somewhere else, gets a gun somewhere else. Because I'll be honest with you, they're easy to get. I mean, people sell guns. People sell cars. People sell hammers. People sell all kinds of shit. It just is what it is. And there's so many guns out there in the street too. Like I said, you're not going to get rid of them. It's just not going to happen. Mental health. That's a big fucking factor in this. It really is. No, I'm not going to spout off about what to do about mental health people or how to identify people who are just fucking nuts. That's professionals. I can see somebody with a flower on their fucking head and say, you're fucking out of your mind. But are they a danger? Who fucking knows? Again, that goes to mental health professionals. The one thing I will say on this is if you've identified positively somebody who's a danger, you don't let them be free. You don't let them walk the streets. Whether they get a gun, a hammer, run a car into a crowd, whatever. You don't let that jackass roam around. You lock his ass up. Put him in a little padded room. Feed him some peas every once in a while. Hope for the best. Medicate him, whatever. That's going to piss a lot of people off. But I suspect I've pissed off a lot of people, both pro and anti-gun already. And again, I don't fucking care. I'm a realist. I gotta clean the fucking glass. Well, let's see what's on page 2 here. That's really about it. That's my points I wanted to make. Do I have the answers to all this? Nah. Yeah, I don't know. But whoever the fuck you are, whatever the fuck your belief is, reach out to the people of Uvalde. Give them some help. And just quit your fucking bitching for 5 minutes about a argument that neither side's going to win, that all sides are ingrained in, and they waste their energies arguing back and forth when you could actually get something done by improving security at the schools. There you go. If you don't like what I said, you know what? Fuck you.